We need to talk about them people who mix with animals more. Like we need to.
Prior to the mid 20th century, the field of science did a lot of work to try to connect Black people to Neanderthals. They did all of these studies about Neanderthals. They said that their brains were tiny and that they didn't really have the ability to survive on their own. They used some of these justifications to say that Black people were not human and therefore not deserving of the things that human beings were deserving of. They justified it by saying that we were connected to Neanderthals until the mid 20th century, when scientists discovered that the only people who actually shared the DNA with Neanderthals were Europeans and some Asians. When that happened, they then decided that they would invest in a PR campaign that would make Neanderthals look like they were superhuman, because now they are connected to Neanderthals. So then it was about how effective Neanderthals were at survival. The theory is that Black men decided to leave Africa and explore other places on the planet. They got to Europe, and there's proof of this because the oldest human remains found in Europe belong to that of a Black man. What do you think they did when they got to Europe and found these Neanderthals? They mated with them. I know how out there this is, but I'm saying that there's enough evidence that there is something to this. They are the only ones who do not share 100% human DNA, and they have been the most vile and destructive additions to the human race. I feel like I say this all the time, but white people are the least evolved people on the planet. This is not my opinion. This is science-based. The oldest human remains that were found are about 200,000 years old. According to most research, white people did not come to exist until about 20 to 30,000 years ago. They are literally the least evolved species on this planet. And I genuinely believe that they have stopped or thwarted their evolution for the sake of greed. Everybody else has this like penchant for empathy and for being community minded and community connected. They do not. I believe that things like empathy and community connection, I think they're necessary for overall wellness and overall survival. But these are people who have limited their own ability to evolve because of their greed, and they're content with that. And they're willing to allow the world to be destroyed in order to maintain this lack of evolution. So when I say that whiteness is a cancer, that is what I mean. If you think about what cancer is, it is a mutated gene, a mutated cell that decides to prioritize itself over the wellness of the entire body. I don't believe this applies to every white person. I feel like I have to say that every single time. I don't believe that, because I think that we can individually choose to evolve, right? Even if you are not choosing to evolve as a culture, you can choose to evolve on an individual level. But in order to do that, empathy is a absolutely necessary component of evolution. But empathy is a threat to the system that white people thrive under, so most of them reject it. The reason why it feels that so much of the behavior of white supremacists is inhumane or unhuman is because it is.